think we all can agree that trusting God fully is hard, but it is possible. Not only does God want us to trust him fully, but he commands us to. In Proverbs 3, 5, and 6 it says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will direct your path." I want to stop and emphasize the word fully. I say trust God fully because some people are half in the faith and half out. I am one of those. Okay. I'm not saying that I'm not one of those people, but I am working on it. Christianity isn't just about getting into heaven. It's about living in full abandon. Full abandon. Letting everything go completely. Mother Teresa is one of the best examples of this. She said she voluntarily lived in full abandon. Why? Because God wanted her to. She wanted to spend every moment of her life with the poor, and that's exactly what she and God wanted. She trusted God fully. She didn't worry about what she would eat next, the clothes on her back. She just trusted that God would provide. Mother Teresa didn't trust God fully overnight, and neither can we. But if we give him everything, little bit by little bit, it is possible. Start off by giving him something minor, like a person you can hardly stand, and ask him to change them, and ask him to change you and them. And work your way all the way up to ask him to change your life, to put your entire life in his hands. You can't do it by yourself. You have to have God's help. We have to teach ourselves to, when problems arise, to not immediately worry about it and try to fix it by ourselves. But we have to do it with God's help. I do Team Bible Quizzing. Last December, we went on our annual trip to St. Louis. On the way back, we spent the night in Little Rock, Arkansas. The next morning, a Sunday, we couldn't get the van to start. Eventually, we got stuck in a hotel for like 2 hours. The next morning, it did give us a chance to pull some brakes though. Once we finally got the van to start, I asked our main chaperone, if he was scared that we couldn't get the van to start. And he said that he wasn't really, because he trusted that God would handle it. He gave the problem directly to God. And it turned out to be a fantastic move. The last step in prayer is yielding, which is the second step in Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. In Mark 4:36, Jesus trusts that God knows exactly what he's doing. He says, "Abba, Father, I know with you everything is possible. Take this cup from me, yet not as I will, but as you will." Yielding is giving your problems to God and trusting that he will handle it the way he knows best. And that way is not always the way that we think it should happen. Trusting God is not like trusting your flesh and blood friend, because you can see them. God is our friend, but we can't see him. And it's harder to trust him because of that. If you give your friend a $100 bill and ask him to watch it for a day, you wouldn't be super worried that you wouldn't get it back at the end of the day. But if you put a $100 bill on the sidewalk and ask God to watch it for a day, you wouldn't be so optimistic that you get it back at the end of the day. God rewards those who place their trust in him. Nahum 1:7 says, he cares for those who trust in him. Just look at Job. He had everything he could wish for, and God allowed Satan to just destroy it. And yet, Job trusted that God knew what he was doing, and God rewarded him with so much more than he had ever had before. Job 3:5 says, God's voice thunders in marvelous ways. He does great things beyond our understanding. We can't fully trust what God's plan is, but we just have to trust that it is good. Jeremiah says that God knows the plans he has for us, plans for us to prosper and not to harm us. Casting Crowns once wrote a song called Already There. Some of the lyrics are, One day I'll stand before you and look back on the life I've led. I can't wait to enjoy the view and see how all the pieces fit. Right now, we don't see how all this pain and suffering and depression is part of God's plan. But when we are able to see the big picture, we will see how it was all for God's glory. Let's face it, trusting God fully is hard, but we are called to, and if we train ourselves to, it is possible. We have to do it with God's help, but it is possible. And it will change your life and it will change your life. God is ready to change your life forever. The question is, are you willing to let him? Thank you. God bless.
Woo!